Is it on?
Well, we're going to play a game of Club Fist. So you all put your hands on here, Juba. You put yours down there. Timothy, you put yours over here, Walt. And let's see, now there's one on right now. When I say take it off or knock it off, you can take it off or either I'll have to knock it off. So you see, that's the way the game goes. You understand it? Okay? Take it off or knock it off. That's a tough one. Got it knocked off. Now take it off or knock it off. He said, I don't know. I got to take it off or take it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Now, what you got in there? What you got in there? Where's my part? Where's my part? Where's the woods? Where's the woods? Where's the fire? Where's the fire? Where's the water? Where's the water? Where's the ox? Where's the butcher? Where's the butcher? Where's the rope? Where's the rope? Where's the rat? No. No, what is it? Cat got it.
Yeah.
There's the cat. Where's the cat? Sitting behind the church house door, and the one shows their teeth, gets a flipping and a nose pulling. So now you go, it's time started. Oh, I showed my teeth. We'll call the game over then, since I've already showed my teeth. That's just a game we used to play, you know, and can't do.
Okay.
Timothy, are you gonna make a bigger garden this year?
Yeah.
You got it cleaned off, ain't you?
Mhm.
What are you gonna plant this year?
Corn.
Corn. That's good.
Potatoes.
Yeah. That's a good
tomatoes.
crop. Yeah. Put just a little everything, right? I've got a lot of seed of some stuff I'm gonna give you when it gets spring. I'm gonna give you some, maybe a few raspberry plants and a few gooseberry plants if you want them put out there. Then that way you'll have you something to work at all year round.
You raise corn?
Mhm.
You like corn?
Mhm.
He had a garden this year.
You eat
Corn.
you eat corn?
Yeah.
What's your favorite way to eat it?
Pickle.
Pickle.
Pickled corn's good.
Did your mom pickle it up?
Mhm.
What about? You ever play
Well-
games with corn?
Yeah.
Since we
What kind of games you play with corn?
I'll give you all 6 apiece. Now you keep the grains of corn. This is a game we'll play.
I know.
You don't lose them now, Jubal.
I
And,
won't lose any. I got 6.
are you
Three plus
are
three
you
is
6?
3 plus 3 is 3. 6 is 6.
So got me 6 here now.
Let me see.
Which one you all want to start first? Does it matter?
You start first.
Okay.
I want to start.
And if you now the way it goes, if
first
you
one
guess
in the
how
lane-
many
the first
grains of
one in
corn
the
I have in
lane.
my hand, you get them.
Oh.
And if you guess 4 and I just only have 2, you got to give me 2 to make 4. So that's the way the game goes. And then the one that loses, you know, all the grains of corn. Then that's
I know how to do it
the
now.
one that-
Mom. See, if there's a lot of people playing in the game, first I would start first, and then you'd go, and then you'd go, then you'd go, then I'd go, then you'd go, then
that's
you'd go.
fair.
Then
That's-
like that.
That's fair. We'll start this in. Then he is the least.
Yep.
You go first, then Jubal.
Uh,
You put some in your hand.
Oh.
Put you hold them all in each hand. Don't let nobody see how many you got, so you can't guess how many you got. You know, if you leave a few out here, we'll know how many you got in your hand. So just get down there and then put out there. Now, you ready? Now, what are you supposed to say?
Okay.
Jack and the beanstalk.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Cut it down.
How many licks?
Oh, I'll say 1. How many licks, Timothy?
2.
How many you guess?
5.
5. Okay, let's see.
3.
3. Well, I guessed 1. You said 2.
He's 5.
You said 3. You said 5, didn't you? See, 3. You have to give him 2 to make 5. No, you don't, because you don't have to. It's him, because he guessed 5, you see. Okay,
I'll
now.
get
It's my time. Jack and the Beanstalk.
1.
Cut it down. How many licks? Guess. 2. How many?
1.
How many?
5.
You guessed it.
My turn?
Well, you see, we went around. Yeah, it's your time this time. Yeah. You just get you a few in one hand. Don't let us see their hand, so that way we won't know.
Jack and Beanstalk.
Cut it down.
Cut it down.
How many licks? I'll say 1.
0.
0. How many you say? 1 to 5. Make it real quick. How many?
2.
2. Let's see. And I said 1. Let's see. How many you got?
5.
You guessed
0.
0. I guessed 1. You said 2. Well, we don't give you very 1 because you had. We didn't guess over. But it's your time now.
Okay, well,
Don't let none of us see your hands, so that way we'll know. Can't guess. You know.
Jack Beanstalk.
Cut it down.
How many?
I say 1. I can't guess many.
How many?
2.
2.
How many?
How many?
5.
5. Great. He guesses high. How many you got now? We are. Let's see. I said 1, 2,
He said
5.
5. He lost.
5. Let's see now. 3, 4, 5. You have to give him 2, honey. To make 5. Yeah. Well, I guess that'd be probably the end of that. I was just showing you all how you can play, so I'll just push them back there. That's just a game of you can get a big bunch together on a rainy day or at night, and you can play. Just
Anytime.
yeah, you can play anytime like that. Just get a whole bunch together and
Is it
well,
over?
yeah. You know, back when we was growing up, we didn't have any toys, cause back in them days we had
There weren't factories built like
that right. The poor people, we couldn't afford them, so we learned to make cattle from corn stalks.
Yeah.
And I'll show you all how you can make them, and so this way you can have you some cattle and horses and
Pig.
play with them. Yeah, chickens.
Woohoo.
You can have you some chickens and everything. And way we used to have to make chickens, though, we'd make them and then stick them down in dirt. That way, so they'd stand up. You know, on the table like this, they wouldn't stand up. So you have to. Then we'd make little troughs out of the stalks, and then we'd make little corn sleds, and just about anything like that you can make with them. I'll make one here and show you all how it's done. So
Is that
I don't-
horse?
I don't know. It might be a cow.
How make a corn sled?
You take the stalks and put them together, and then you. These is not hanging in there. The stalks is a little wet too. It's hard to get them to hang in there. But and then the stalk is a little small too, so that don't want to stand up. It's wet stalks. Sometimes they don't want to work good. Now Timothy's right here, but I think I can make a cow in here or a horse or anything. And children used to get these and get over in the corner and play till bedtime. And on Christmas, you know, people would have a good time of playing with these, and then they would take matchbox and put them together and make little trucks. And little boys would be over one side and little girls over another playing with these. You can hear them little boys, they'd start their cars, they'd go boom, boom, boom. And I deet, deet, deet. That's ready to take off the table. Angie, you better catch it over. Tell me, do you beat me? Oh,
Horse legs,
it's ready to. It's ready to move on, I tell you.
Why don't you tell us that story while you're making us that story about that apple tree that was like a courthouse?
Oh, yeah. Back in the summer, outside of the bedroom in there was a apple tree, and I called it the bird's courthouse. 'Cause every morning out there, I'd hear them birds, and they'd be a little bird up there about middle ways, and there's an awful crowd of birds around that poor little thing, and the birds would be hollering, cheater, 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 cheater. And the poor little bird would go, surrender, surrender. And then about the time they'd leave that poor little bird alone, that big red bird up in the top and holler out, where did you go, go? And then when they'd hush, that red bird hush, while down there on the ground, these here katydids would say, did you, did you, did you, did you, did you, did you? And then it'd start all over again, that old red bird. He'd holler down again, where did you go, go?
You know how to make something eat? What you do is supposed to just leave the inside and then pull the inside out.
Yeah.
And then you might put legs on it, and then you can put stuff in it.
Well, I tell you, I made one there, and it looks so pretty, I think I'll quit on them. But now you can make horses, hogs, chickens, cows,
Rabbits.
little sled. You can make rabbits, yeah, and have a good time with
How
them.
about a
Yeah.
corn sled? How would you make a corn sled?
A corn sled, you'd want a corn sled. Well, you make a little corn sled. Well, you take these little stalks. If these had been dried out, now they would have able to done a lot better. See, we got ours out of the barn where it's good and dry. And
Tell
these,
tell that story about that feller that was out hoeing his garden and he got into some trouble.
snake bit his whole hand. Oh yes. One time there was a man, and he married and he moved to this little town. Back then a town was maybe 2 or 3 houses. They had him a church house, and this poor old guy, he'd work all the time so hard, and he loved his wife. And his wife, she wanted to be different from anybody. Here, let me have them, baby. He loved her better than anybody, but she's just all the time on to him. She wouldn't let him go to church without quarreling. I don't like them old hogs running around my yard and everything. Be like old hogs and things right in your house. I don't like that. Now, that's the way it first started, the first hog pen. Well, he went and he was so upset because they hated his wife so well. He went his own son, and he missed church because they didn't like his wife and everything. He got out there at that hole. He's hoeing in the garden, and not once he was just so tore up. Not once he heard his whole handle. Oh, and he looked down, and guess what happened, Jubal? Big copperheaded bit his whole handle, and it began to swell. And he said, oh, I've burnt my hoe. And he picked up the hoe and started to the barn. And the barn, and the hoe handle began to swell, and it got so big that he couldn't carry it. Well, he got out there a piece, and he got it down, and that hole every now and then he'd holler out, oh. And then finally he thought to himself, well, now if I had the mule and the dog and the cat and everything and fixed to it, I could take it to the mill and have it sawed up and make my wife some real good hog pens. Well, he hooked his old mule, his dog, and his cat, and that old cat a pulling and going, meow, and his dog, whoo, whoo, whoo. And he couldn't pull it, just barely got it. So he went in and he waked his wife up. She was asleep. And he said, now, if you'll help me, said, we'll take it to the mill and have it sawed up. And said, make you some hog pens. That old woman, she wanted to be different. She jumped right out of the bed, and she running, she grabbed a hold of that, and just a tugging and a pulling, and they got it to the mill. He sawed it up. When he sawed it up, why, he started making her some hog pens. And when he did, why, after he got him some hog pens made, why, that old woman, she was so pleased because her hog pens looked so pretty, and she got her hogs out of the way, and she's going around, oh, I'm better than anybody else. I'm different. Well, he was so pleased. Then he went in the haul off, and she went to shopping. And when she went to shopping, he got thinking, well, now, if I would get me some paint and paint that fence, why, it would please my wife. So he got out and he got the paint, and there wasn't hardly enough paint in there. So he went in, got him some turpentine, and he poured down in that paint. And when he did, why, he put it in there, and he went out there and he painted around, and only all of his hog lots. And when it did, the swelling began to move out of that whole head. When it did, it just kept getting smaller and smaller. And first thing you know, all it was just a big roll of bologna. Them hogs is just one big roll of bologna. And you know what that story was all about? It's just every bit of it was just bologna. Just a big lot of bologna.
A pig lot of bologna.
Yeah, it was a pig lot of bologna.
I'm doing something hard.
Well, you can make little pig lots out of these things. Put 'em together.
Well, you see, you fix it.
You
The
know,
the sled, you
but
fixed
I'm
them
trying
like
to
that,
do-
and you tie your horse,
Look what
pick
I'm
you some
trying to
thread,
Oh, yeah.
put you some thread, and you can put your horse and tie it to it. I ain't done no good job on them because the stalks are sort of wet. Now Timothy's done better than I am. He's used to making them, ain't
You make them all the time, Timothy?
he? Yeah.
You make them all winter long? What else have you made out of it? Them corn stalks. The what?
Hog
Barn.
pen, barns and things. You know, hook them together, I guess. Oh yeah.
Stack 'em up.
Uh huh.
How would you make a hog pen?
Same one.
Just take and make us one now.
Yeah, make us a hog pen. You're a good hand. Make us a hog pen. We won't see a hog pen here.
Mama, would you cut some legs out for me and punch some holes in this?
Some leaves?
Legs and punch some
Oh.
holes.
Yeah. Okay,
Cause I made me a pig feed.
honey. Make him some pig feed.
He's gonna put that corn in it.
I need
Yeah.
that.
Well, now we had Charles meat like that back time, Angel. Yeah.
You'll
yeah.
see.
Let's see.
You put that in. See now, how many legs you want?
About 4. Well,
4. Okay.
might be too
I'm
much.
not too good at that really, 'cause them stalks are still wet. Now if they'd been dry, you could have done a real good job. They're real easy to put them in there when they're dry, and them's wet.
You know what? Something I really like a whole lot is that song you sang to Jubal last night. That little angel. That being the lane. That's a good song for boys.
Yeah, and here I've got a whole group of little boys around me, and one little one over there. You want me to sing that?
Yeah. Who did you make up that song for?
Well, really, I made it up on my boys when they were little. You know, I used to sing it to probably Anthony and every one of them. You want me to sing it what time they? And you boys can be a fixing some cattle and things. Let's see.
Punch them holes in this
You are just a little angel sent from God above. Just a little baby boy for mommy and daddy to love. Though we will play with him and do the best we can, and ask God to keep him when he grows to be a man. Someday our baby, he will grow up and be grown, but the memories of his childhood days, they will live on and on. Though we will play with him and do the best we can, and ask God to keep him when he grows to be a man. He will seek in this old world to live a life of his own. He will leave mommy and daddy in their home all alone. Though we will pray for him and do the best we can, and ask God to keep him when he grows to be a man. Now that's for all you little boys, especially a little boy sitting over behind the table.
Did it make you cry
Would you
whenever
sing the first two
whenever
verses
she
of that
was
one more time?
Okay,
Let me just get
what she
focused on
said
it.
to you?
okay.
Okay.
Listen to Grandma.
You are just a little angel sent from God above. Just a little baby boy for mommy and daddy to love. Though we will play with him and do the best we can, and ask God to keep him till he grows to be a man. Is that all you want?
What do you think about that song?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Julie, what do you think about it?
Oh, look over here. He's building a log cabin out of that.
So where you take string
Let
and
me
work
see.
tight together, or do you
Yeah.
hold down through all?
You know, Timothy, if you,
Stick to stop.
if
So
you,
that's a pig pen?
yeah,
Is that a pig pen?
yeah.
So if you painted that,
Hit-
you had your pigs in it.
Right. You could make you some bologna like that, Timothy. A person could take these edgy and cut them right down the joints, and then just sort of cut these out like a log house. And you know what? You could build you a log house and just have it, you know, to sit around on
Well, I'll
things.
just stick that over here. That's
Look here, he's got one laid down.
Oh,
I
you
tell
made
you,
him a crib.
yeah, he really
I
done
had to
good.
do lots of work on mine.
Oh, boy,
I
you
had to get the inside.
you first beat me.
See if I can straighten this up a little bit. Well, that's real good. Did you get bought Christmas gifts and presents when you was a little girl, Florida?
No, we didn't have Christmas gifts because, well, back in them days, people just didn't have the money. They lived in the heads of the hollers, you know, like the little boys now. They never had a toy, truck, or anything like that. You know, not like today, people has toys and little children do it. I'll borrow your knife here, Timothy.
Let's stop
Fix it.
right now. I'm running out of tape.
Okay.
Okay.